Hey guys, it's me Cosmic, and today we are going to talk about socializing for autistic people. Now, obviously, us autistics do have varying degrees of difficulty regarding socialization. Difficulty varies depending on your level of autism. You can check my previous autism related video to get a better understanding of what I just yapped about. Now, before we begin, let's learn why social skills can be very difficult for autistics in the first place. When we interact with each other, there are certain things that you have to do that, when not done, can come across as being rude or inconsiderate or maybe even aggressive. Little things like that have a tendency to fly over our heads, hence why many autistic people love it when you speak directly and bluntly. It makes it so much easier to understand what you are on about, preventing socialization from feeling like a game of Minesweeper. And although a lot of us are autistic individuals also tend to be introverted, we are still at the end of the day people, and as such, we are social creatures that will want and desire friendships and more, and are capable of feeling lonely, just like anybody else. With that out of the way, let's get to socializing for autistic people. Starting with a goal in mind is going to be really good. Take a moment and think about what you hope to achieve. What type of relationship is going to be best for you? And once you have done this, keep it at the back of your mind once you begin socializing. And also, always remember quality over quantity. Keep that at the back of your mind as well. You can have 100 friends, but if they are basically non existent at anything, they're not exactly friends. They're just people that you've met before. Or acquaintances at the best case scenario. Nothing more. Friends, and especially quality friends, these are almost always universally only a handful. The rest are just acquaintances that you also refer to as friends. Even though I would argue being a bit more honest about it is better. They're acquaintances, not friends. And also, look for people that are looking for the same thing as you are. And the other part is putting yourself in the right spot. A lot of us make the mistake of either going to the worst place for social purposes, or we don't just surround ourselves with, or we don't put ourselves in a spot or situation where we can actually interact with people and thus potentially make friends. Now, because I myself am a furry, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the furry example here. For example, if I go to, say, Marvel Rivals, right, and I start playing, even though I will chat with people, it's not exactly a place where I'm likely to find any significant friends. Maybe a few acquaintances if I'm lucky, but a friend? Not really likely. But if I go to I was gonna say VR chat lobby, but then I remembered, oh yeah, it's VR chat users. Um, Scratch that idea. Bark, for example. Bark does have multiple groups that you can join and start talking at. Things like that would be pretty good. I do have a bunch of videos talking about varying furry social media platforms, so if you are interested, definitely check them out and try it, see how it goes. Now, when it comes to trying to make friends, right, always understand that they will not always be able to reply to you quickly. This can be something due to job or a personal matter that they understandably may not want to share. Maybe something personal is going on and it's making it a bit difficult for them to focus on texting and so on. And just the general chaos of life. A lot of people are busy and bogged down with a lot of work to do. And as a result, texting is not exactly something that they can afford to do constantly. Always keep that at the back of your mind and be understanding of that. Another thing is, while in the process of trying to make friends, it is very natural to fail at least a few times. Because, as time goes by and you get to know people, you kind of begin to see whether you're actually compatible or not. Unfortunately, that is something that can and most likely will happen at least a few times. So don't stress too much about it. It's all a part of the process, amigo. Now, I've already talked about friendships in a different video within the furry or not category, which this video will also be a part of. So I would highly recommend that you check that out as well, because it will go into extra details specifically about the process of making a friend than this video will. So yeah, I would highly recommend it. And always remember, just because you have one thing in common with someone does not mean you two will automatically get along or be compatible. This goes for everyone. Even us furries. Like, I have seen furries, especially the younger furries, make the big mistake of immediately thinking that they're gonna be good friends with someone just because they are also a furry, which no, that's not how that works. I'm sorry to burst your bubble there, little guy, but a lot of us furries don't like each other for a reason. But the point is, for the most part, that one thing you have in common is going to help build a connection, but obviously that's not the only thing that's going to help with it. If you base your friendship off of one single thing, the reason why that's a bad thing is because if anything happens to that one specific thing, or either of you stops enjoying it, all of a sudden that one thing you had connecting you is also going to be the thing that disconnects you. So always get to know them through multiple ways, talk about other interests, other hobbies, like what else do you find very interesting, or what else do you have fun with? What's your favorite game or music genre, and so on and so forth. Slowly but surely making more and more mutual bonds and connections that will help keep the relationship strong enough to last long enough to upgrade from acquaintanceship to friendship to best friend, and hey, maybe even lover. I don't know. It depends on how you guys are. Or gals, I don't judge. We love our lesbian queens. And with that being said, I hope this video was helpful for you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again later some other time. Goodbye.